Okay, so welcome everyone to today's Friday study circle where we mostly explore words of Mother and Sri Aurobindo.
Yeah,
So, what would you like to share, Chitraji, today?
yeah. I have one very old book by M.P. Pandit,
Mm.
Dynamics of Yoga. No?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his method is very, I mean, conservative method, but yeah,
Yeah.
very useful. He will explain it in very detailed manner. Everything, no,
Yes.
Pandit.
Yes. Yes. I also consult his writings on Savitri.
Yeah.
They're
It is
also
there.
very much, as you're saying, they're conservative plus in detail also.
Yeah, detail. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a very old book. After a long time, I took because of this study circles. I am taking all these books out.
Good for us.
Yeah. This is he mentioned about actually uh, the austerity, no, that four austerities and
Mm.
four liberations. Yeah,
Mm.
and what he said, and he wrote about mother's saying, and also his suggestions for that. It strikes almost every visitor who visits our ashram that this is one ashram in India which is remarkably free from any sense of austerity. There are no strict rules for outer behavior, no severe penances demanded of the body, like fast, standing in the sun with arms outstretched, or standing on one leg, and similar physical austerities famous all over the East. The mother was asked once why there was no austerity of any kind and why all were given complete freedom, almost license in the ashram. She asked instantly who had said that there was no austerity and continued that though there might not be any outer austerity, there was a severe and exacting discipline of the inner kind. Similarly, regarding renunciation, the mother always asked for an inner renunciation of desire, not an outer renunciation of possessions. Now, this inner austerity which the mother expects of every seeker of the integral truth is not any kind of mortification. Mortifications of the body are only means to stimulate some sort of sensitivity in unconscious matter. They may give certain vital satisfaction to the person who indulges in them, for he feels he is doing something great, and God will take into account the fact that he is inflicting pain upon himself and will respond. There are many mythological stories of young seekers who, by starving themselves, living in the midst of fires, remaining in water for years together, forced God to reveal himself. Whatever may have been the intention of the writers of such stories, these stories have had the bad effect of making the common mind confuse spirituality with self mortification.
Mm.
In true spiritual life, such inflictions of pain on the physical body have no place, and this is not a discovery of the mother or Sri Aurobindo. In the Gita, Krishna says to Arjuna that they who inflict tortures on their body insult him, hurt him, capital letter, him who dwells in them.
Mm.
Those who are awake to this truth have to shift the center of their austerity inward. Mother prescribes a fourfold austerity: the austerity of love, austerity of knowledge, austerity of power, and austerity of beauty. The austerity of beauty relates to physical, austerity of power to vital, austerity of knowledge to the mental, and austerity of love to psychic and spiritual side of our personality. I
Mm.
think we can continue on all Fridays. No, there are so many things here actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday also you discussed about that Ravana's finance in Savitri discussion that came. No, Tarun
Yeah.
told
Yes.
Now I reminded when I was reading this actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That inner renunciation of desire is really, as she told, mother told, it is exacting only. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will know, no, what we are going through. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm. Outer signs won't be there, but
yeah.
in, yeah.
Very interesting. And also the four austerities that you
Mm.
mentioned, love,
Mm.
knowledge, power, and beauty.
Mm.
They itself, if we just reflect upon these, they're
Mm.
so really because so psychic with the emergence of psychic is
Yeah.
the flowering of love.
Mm.
With this renunciation, I think it would be an automatic. I feel personally, I'm sure you would comment much better,
Yeah.
more experienced, that I feel that it's letting go of desires is not an action that we do, it just happens on the way.
Yeah.
That an
Correct.
understanding comes that this is not the right way to go on
Mm.
the way.
Correct.
So there is
Yeah.
no action that I have to do, oh my God, I
Mm.
have to let go of the desire. It's almost
Yeah.
by knowledge, by inner knowledge and understanding. The
Yeah.
the desires are just kind of shed off. One is
Yeah.
not desiring anymore.
Correct. Correct. It will happen automatically. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when the desires are shedding off slowly, the mind also feels a lot of quiet and rest because
Yeah.
otherwise it is just restless and wanting to go here or there or
Yeah.
there or here. And in
Correct.
absence of ambitions and greed and desire, the mind
Mm.
is completely rested. There is no place that it wants to go. And
Mm.
in that kind of a silent mind, now the
Mm.
knowledge, the intuitions also
Mm.
get drawn upon, the insights, the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, when you are explaining, I can feel that actually it is automatically it happens in this path, but sometimes we won't realize that. No, it is my
Mm,
experience. We won't realize that happening, but after, I mean, maybe when the time comes, oh, these things happen. Yeah, it is for that. It is for that. Yeah,
ah,
really.
yeah, yeah.
That is in that way also. It is a beautiful path actually.
Mm. And also beauty because first of all, I think there is a lot of reference to beauty. Mother also talks about like art and music, that
Yeah.
wherever there is beauty, just like we say Satyam Shivam Sundaram. So wherever there is beauty,
Yeah.
there is a reflection of truth. One is kind of,
Yeah.
uplifted towards truth. And also
Mm.
there is a reflection of almost our true nature because it's our true nature that kind of gets inspired by looking at something. For example, looking at sunset, or it's awesome beauty that the
Yeah.
eyes are just like kind
Yeah.
of we are just in awe watching at the sunset. There are no words we can use, pictures cannot fathom
Yeah.
that. Yeah. It takes us somewhere beyond our day-to-day ordinary
Yeah.
consciousness. Beauty.
Correct. Yeah, as you told that sunrise, no, I can watch from my balcony daily. Sometimes, even if I forget, something will remind me actually. Oh, it is now rising because sometimes it will get late in Bangalore. The fog will be there, something. So if I'm busy with the kitchen in the morning also, it will remind me, it will call me really. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Immediately I'll go and see that sun is rising. So I will talk to that sun
Yeah,
from,
beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful.
That is a beauty, yeah.
And also with beauty, I
She
would
he
one thing which is also connected is perfection. Because, for
mm,
example, if I want to keep something beautiful, I would
yeah.
improve more and more, work on it more and more. So love and beauty are also kind of, they kind of
Yeah.
go
Correct,
together.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, beauty in feelings, beauty in emotions, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The inner beauty is very important here. Yeah. Even that physical exercise also, it is a very special thing, no? In ashram, they emphasized upon that physical exercise to make the body beautiful and
Yeah.
flexible. Yeah.
So, welcome, Nandini. You're joining us for the first time, and Shreya and Jyotsna ji also is joining today for study circle for the first time. So, here we just share whatever we have read, words of Mother and Sri Aurobindo. So, Chitra ji was just sharing, and we were just kind of we collectively reflect upon whatever is being shared. So, if anytime you have anything to share or comment or reflect together, just unmute and share. So I was reading something on this thing, sincerity. Sincerity. Mother shares a lot about vigilance and sincerity. So here I'm just taking an excerpt. It's a small book. I'm sure most of us know about it. This is a book called Sunlit Path. It's a compilation of words of the Mother Sri Aurobindo. So here Mother says, uh, I know of only one way to go on this path, and that is perfect sincerity. And then Mother is explaining what is perfect sincerity. Never to try to deceive oneself. Never let any part of the being try to find out a way of convincing the other parts of the being. Like if there is a impulse in the vital, so the mental is supporting it with the reasoning, so that should not happen. Mother is saying that you have to be very vigilant that that is happening. Never let any part of the being try to find out a way of convincing the other parts that what I did was right. Never to explain favorably what one does in order to have an excuse for what one wants to do. So I want to follow this impulsion or a desire, and all the parts of the being are reasoning in favor of that impulsion. So that is where sincerity comes, that I have to be aware now कि अब मेरा vital भी इसको support कर रहा है, reasoning भी इसके support में टेढ़ी मेढ़ी होके twisted होके जा रही है. So this I have to be aware of. Never to close one's eyes uh, when something is unpleasant. And I think there, Mother also says that one has to be very sensitive to the unease in the being.
Yeah, correct.
So
Correct.
that, okay, this thing really swayed me, this thing really disturbed me, what is there? So Mother is saying that you have to be very sensitive to anything that is unpleasant, never to let anything pass. So nothing is trivial then, and as Mother and Sri Aurobindo say that all life is yoga. No movement of my being is trivial, right? Never to let anything pass, telling oneself that that is not important, next time I will be better. So this kind of lack of sincerity, Mother says that this is not the path. This is not okay. And then Mother is saying that if you want to try, you try and just try for 1 hour and you will see how difficult it is.
Yeah, really.
Just for 1 hour to be totally, absolutely sincere, to let nothing pass, and then one, that is all one does, one feels, one thinks, all one wants is exclusively the divine and nothing else. And Mother is saying that if you try, you will see how difficult it is. Yeah. And this is actually, apart from being difficult, I see that it is so liberating
Yeah.
that immediately, if I shift into this mode of being, I am rid of the baggage immediately, no matter how, the things are burdening heavily on me, somebody's reaction, or, maybe somebody said something to me, I did something to someone. But the moment I shift my focus, okay, then from now on, I'm just going to live for the divine. Maybe it's only 10 minutes from
Yeah.
now on, but it changes the lightness that we feel in the being. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a question. Maybe I was a bit distracted initially, so I
Yeah.
missed it maybe. What does it mean when mother says don't not to not let anything pass?
Yeah. to not let anything pass. That see, अब जैसे day to day life में we have so many little movements going on within us, you know. And mother is saying that you have to be very, as if the microscope is turned now inwards. Each and every movement of the being obviously stimulated by external triggers, you know. Trigger could be anything. Trigger can be a weather or a loved one who said something to you. Trigger could be anything. But one has to, what mother wants here to say, what I feel, what I understand, and how I take it in my life is that each and every ripple in my being, each and every movement in my being has to be known, has to be understood. तो अगर किसी चीज ने मुझे डिस्टर्ब किया, I should be aware what exactly caused that disturbance. So this is what and that's why mother says that when mother was growing up, mother did not feel the need for entertainment external, going to circles and fairs and all that. She said that turning within the being and exploring our own movements is so beautiful and engaging that why on earth would I need any other amusement? And that's true. Yeah. मतलब क्या कोई कुछ भी कह देता है और हम कितना हिल जाते हैं, मतलब कुछ भी, एनीथिंग कैन बी मेड इनटू अ माउंटेन, फ्रॉम अ, क्या कहते हैं, मोल इनटू अ माउंटेन हिल, व्हाटएवर, राई का पहाड़. या
A story I read about this sincerity. No, I heard actually from Shraddha Lurani's talk. Actually, one day when mother was physically, she was there. One sadhak, he did something wrong actually. So, but that day he had to meet mother for some matters actually. So he came to see mother, hiding that fact actually. He tried very well to hide that fact. He came first day, second day, third day it seems. He again and again he had to meet the mother, so he went to see the mother. Then after 3 or 4 days, he couldn't tolerate that burden inside. So he opened out. Mother, what mother told, no? Very sweet. I know my child. That was behind you always. I am seeing that. I was waiting. You have to let it out.
या
Yeah. So yeah, because we maybe that time we do some mistakes with insincerity. If we are really open it, we try to open it, it definitely it will help because mother is there now.
या
Mhm.
And it's very interesting that maybe there is some emotional conflict I am kind of processing in the mind for a few days. And how, as Chitra ji is sharing, that how is really it's revelatory in nature, just opening things to the mother. And those of us who don't want to take the name of the mother, that is also okay. The just the light of consciousness, just the light
Correct.
of your, your witnessing presence. So for 3-4 days, I have been, maybe I am processing something mentally, emotionally, not getting out of it, not getting out of it. The moment I am a bit open, I say, okay, it is not of my effort. I
Yeah.
cannot actually move out of it. I give it to you, or I offer it to the light. The
Correct.
moment I offer it to the light, you suddenly feel that lightness. If the offering has been complete, otherwise,
Yeah. Correct.
obviously, it would not happen like that. As if you give the burden to where it belongs. And mother says that everything in this world has a proper place. Nothing is wrong or right, everything has a proper place. So
Yeah.
actually, I feel that the burden that we take on ourselves, it does not belong to us. It belongs to the space
Yeah.
or the light or the mother.
Yeah. Correct.
And that is why we trouble ourselves so much
Mm.
with that
Yeah.
burden.
Yeah, that
We
is
don't have
what
to
troubling
have
ourselves is a very important point because for a long time I used to trouble like that actually. Why it
yeah,
is coming, why it is coming, why it is coming. So
yeah,
instead of asking why, we have to surrender again and
surrender.
again
Yeah.
and again and again. Yeah. That is what I learned through your sessions now, actually.
Yeah, we are
Continuously, yeah.
still on the yes, Raji, almost. Learning, remembering again, offering again.
Yeah.
Because, as Kabir says, there is no end to the burden.
Yeah.
There would be never one point that I reach in my life, then I would say, okay, now no burden is ever going to get on to me. I can never say that, never ever.
Yeah, correct.
And that is why we talk again and again that surrender is a continuing journey. It is a never ending process.
Correct.
Because one never knows what jumps up on your head. So
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
on your emotions, one never knows.
Yeah.
I noticed one thing right in the beginning of my journey when I had begun that, this usually happens when we do something naughty, something something that's not right. And
Yeah.
then all the other parts of our being stand up in unison ki नहीं नहीं ये ऐसे किया तो ये सही था, it was okay, it was right. I mean, you did it because it was meant to be, so we justify it. But slowly, as time passes, and as I think mother hammers into us that this is not the way it's supposed to be, there comes a little squeaky voice which says, "No, you're covering up. You're fooling yourself. You're being naughty, and mother is helping you be naughty, so you're taking advantage of her." And slowly, that conscience becomes so loud that that we stop the naughtiness at that point. I mean, I call it naughty. It could be something anger, wicked, but I call it naughty because it's generally naughty. It's something that you're not supposed to do, which you carry off or pull off. I mean, that was my observation.
Yeah, that's really true, Jyotsna ji. Very, very, very true. Yeah. And
A simple thing, you're not supposed to eat an ice cream, okay? Suppose the doctor said no. No, but everybody was eating it. And how can I say no in front of everyone? I had to do it. So we justify.
as simple
Yeah.
as that. Totally, yes. And also when these things happen in our emotional issues with relationships and all, there also same kind of justification emerges that
Yes.
yes, what you did was exactly right because that person also said something to you, 5 days ago or
Yes.
years ago, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
कि तुम्हारा हक बनता है to be naughty.
Yeah.
Said yes.
You did this, so why can't I do this? Mother
Yeah.
says not to keep quiet. We hold something by the tail actually, and we use it to justify our mistake. Which, if we get aware, we probably would take the onus upon ourselves as responsibility that no, I was wrong and I traveled on the wrong direction and I justified it wrongly. Very
Exactly.
hard to tell yourself that in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Bilkul. It feels like, yes, Nandini, please share. You don't need to raise your hand, just share. Unmute and share. Yeah. I didn't even know this raising hand is also here in Skype. Yeah, please share,
Yeah,
Nandini.
so I think I just sort of pressed on something and it just
Acha.
showed this. Yeah, because suddenly there are so many what do you call it, Zoom, Skype, everything seems to be see, I don't know what happened just now. Yeah,
Okay. That's okay. Yeah.
but yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, it seems to me, as Jyotsna ji was sharing, that we have to stop defending ourselves. We have to become, as we talk in our session, I have to become my own other. Just like we observe others with so much of scrutiny and judgment, I almost have to become my own other. And only then any, honesty can happen that, yes, I did that and that was not necessary. And because of that, I am feeling unhappy. And mother also shares, Jyotsna ji, what you exactly shared. Mother shares that on days you feel very, very happy and relaxed. And someday you are just unhappy, the mood is not right, something has gone wrong. Just tell yourself that today I am unhappy, definitely I am insincere today, and then you have to catch your insincerity. Maybe you have begun again, the train of expectation and demands from somebody has started. Maybe you have a mental image which is saying what is happening is not right, and we are not even aware of it. The moment unhappiness is there, only then I can actually become aware that yes, something has happened, and owing to this conception which is limiting in nature, I am unhappy now. So the surrender is not complete. That's what mother says, that in that moment the surrender is not complete wherever you are feeling unhappy and insincere.
I'll give an example. I paint.
Yeah.
So there are times when, the painting doesn't come the way I want it to come, or it's not coming out so well. You get frustrated. But actually, my sincerity and my surrender was not enough, was not adequate. So what I do is that night I go back and before sleeping, I tell myself, look, you increase your surrender, you increase your giving, you totally give to what you're doing, and don't bother about the result. Let's see what the result comes. And invariably, 9 out of 10, it turns out stunning. Nothing. It is total unconditional surrender where I'm just seeing shapes. I don't know, it's a leaf or a petal or a ship or what. But I'm surrendering just to the act of giving completely without thinking or manipulating what I'm supposed to do. And automatically everything falls into place. That sort of puzzles me a lot, but now I've realized that that is what works.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like I was in a project. It's connected with the ashram only. It was the Sakshatkara. In that, we had to do one project for the final day. So I chose surrender because that is all that strikes my head. So when I chose surrender, I said, okay, I have to make something for surrender. So I searched and I found out that mother's flower of surrender is a pink rose. And so I decided that I would paint a pink rose before the deadline. You will not believe how many times I was trying to justify a mistake on the paper. But then I realized that if I don't justify and I tell myself, no, you surrender completely. And it has actually, that painting has turned out like magic. So suddenly everything takes a different shape.
Yeah.
And I was witness to it and I said, okay, let me frame it because it suddenly turned worthwhile. And it was like a joke for me. So there is a lot in every line she says. Only thing is we don't, somewhere we hold back a part, bit of our surrender, कंजूसी थोड़ी करते हैं, we.
Yeah, so true.
What is it, Monica? Some scenery is coming. You are
Yeah,
sitting.
I don't know how it has come.
Yeah, you are sitting under a tree. I am also sitting here.
You are sitting under a tree. Nandini has gone bald.
Yeah.
And Chitradi's head is half cut.
Now it's okay. Yeah, I also did.
Because you explained about the painting, no? I thought
You thought it's Jyotsna Di's painting, huh?
really very nice to see you both actually. You are sitting near a rock under a tree.
It's the together mode.
Okay. Do
From
you
that
want to do that?
grid view, yeah, you have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like this? Yeah.
No, Monica looks like a preacher sitting in a forest. Together, you've done together mode.
Yeah,
You
this is the
change it to
together mode.
grid view.
Yeah, grid view is
मैंने बदली किया.
Yeah, अच्छा किया, अच्छा किया. Yeah. You know, as Jyotsna ji, you were sharing, no, I wanted to just point it out. As you said, you know, कंजूसी करते हैं, you know, and we feel that we are gaining something in that कंजूसी in not giving, and it is our own burden, you know, that the part that we hide from the mother, that becomes our burden, that the light does not reach there. That is the issue. हमें लगता है कुछ बचा लेंगे, कुछ यू नो कुछ तो बचा के रखें, कुछ तो छुपा लें मदर से, बट अमेजिंग थिंग इज दैट नथिंग हैज टू बी hidden at all. Nothing has to be hidden. And also the thing that you were sharing, that you know, that you tell yourself that my surrender is not complete. I think that is also really beautiful, because somewhere or the other in my mind I may be saying that I am surrendering, but if there I can feel this unhappiness and insincerity, definitely I'm sticking to a mental image that yes, this should be the result, as you were sharing it with your, you know, paintings and all. So somewhere I'm stuck into a mental image that even in my relationships or family, this should be the result of surrender. So वो कहीं ना कहीं हमारे दिमाग में चिपक जाता है. We don't even get to know. And the moment I begin to realize that, yes, if I am feeling an unhappiness, then definitely I am sticking to a mental image. So can I just kind of, you know, again offer it, let it go.
Yeah, it.
That is not serving us well.
I'll show you the rose and you will see that um, what I'm saying, you know, that it is not done manually.
Yeah, yeah. You want to show it here or you want to post it on the group?
I'll show you on
Yeah.
the,
Okay, okay.
I'll put the video on.
Yeah, it is called Paneer Rose, no? Yeah, in Tamil it is called Paneer Rose, Surrender Rose. It is.
See,
Beautiful.
see, and, it just came, it's a big one.
Beautiful. It's really nice. Amazing. Like the light, light effect that you have done. It's really nice.
Uh, Right, you know, like this was just an example
Yeah.
in surrender. I told myself throughout the painting, as many hours as it takes, I got to keep on telling myself completely surrender to what you're doing and nothing, don't think of anything else.
Yeah.
It was tough. No doubt it was tough, but it came. You know, with
Yeah.
time, it came and it
Yeah.
came, and you keep telling yourself, no, it has to come. I
Yeah.
should not be biased. I should give myself completely to what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to do, as if I'm offering it at her feet. And I kept telling myself, if I was giving this painting to mother, my God, I can't make a mistake. So I would, you know,
Yes, correct.
each thing nowadays, what I try to do is, I suppose I was reading to mother and I will read like this, ta 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 ta, so fast. Or, you know, when I pray before eating, and I say, somewhere mother has mentioned that don't say anything mechanically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she says every word that you say, you should mean. But very often when we pray
Yeah.
before a meal, thank mother for the food, you become so mechanical, you know, it just goes in sequence. But now I
Mm.
pause and I stop and I actually mean every word. I don't know, somewhere it's helping.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. I think there's also, as Jyotsna ji was sharing, there is a lot of slowing down that is required, you know, otherwise, and it's good that we are now at least becoming aware of this need for slowing down, you know, because
Yeah,
if I
correct.
want to notice these tiny, tiny movements of my being, I will have to slow down, you know, there is no other
Yeah,
way. Um,
correct.
I've realized, Chitradi, even you may have noticed, I've realized that earlier, as a wife, as a mother, in all the roles we play, we try to multitask. But now, I think I would say a past couple of years or 3 years, the multitasking reduces and the focus comes in that you want to do this, do it properly, completely, totally, and the work gets done so much more perfectly.
Mhm.
And I don't know, you must tell your observations also.
Yeah, actually, at one stage when I started realizing that no, now the concentration should be more towards that inner life. Then the circumstances really started changing slowly.
Mm.
Actually, that time I didn't notice, but after it changed drastically. No, I mean not drastically, slowly only, but that noticeable thing came to my mind. Oh, this is the thing we prayed once, so now it is happening.
Mhm.
Mm. Because my husband is a businessman, he refused to come and stay here because of some problems. So myself and my daughter, it is really most of the time I'll be lonely, but I won't feel that loneliness also.
Mm.
So I prayed once like that. So it is a mother's answer now, actually. We
Mhm.
can't explain it to outer world also because they
Yeah.
can't believe the in this age. No, I mean it is all there. No society norms. We are beyond that, going beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think this
Really, it will
aloneness.
Actually, we
happen.
are considered
Yeah.
half crack.
Sorry, please, Jyotsna ji, Chitra ji, yeah, you were sharing. Yeah.
No, we are considered half cracked because we are quite happy being with ourselves. We are quite happy reading Mother. We are quite happy sometimes talking and telling ourselves something. And in fact, I tell my husband when he demands something of me that listen, you are today I told him you are interfering with my path going up. And when I'm going up, you're not going to be coming with me. So you keep quiet and cooperate. Yeah, I realized, am I saying this?
Yeah.
I said, तुम पूरे रंग में भंग डाल रहे हो बिल्कुल. But I mean, I meant it. What do you say, Monica, Nandini?
I don't know what mother would say at this. Yeah, very
Hmm.
interesting.
It will happen actually. Yeah. That automatically the situation will, that time we should not feel as if we are lonely because we only asked for that, no, once. I
Mm.
want, yeah,
And
that realization.
the loneliness that you share, I feel more and more that uh, the beauty of blossoming of uh,
Mm.
a flower is alone when it's blossoming. A flower is truly alone, all by himself. So I think by too much socializing and too much interfering into each other's affairs, we
Yeah,
have done more harm than good.
correct.
This aloneness is really very sacred, I would say. This peace
Yeah,
is beautiful. And once
yeah.
we know how to be alone with ourselves,
Mm.
then we can have better relationships with people.
Yeah, correct,
Where
correct. Yeah,
we are also sensitive to their space, their
yeah,
freedom, that
good.
we are not
Yeah,
poking, a finger here and there that because
yeah,
you are my child, it is my right to, interfere in
yeah,
your affairs and
yeah,
all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
correct.
So it
What
may
you tell
start
is
as,
very true. Yeah,
yeah,
very true.
yeah.
Yeah. We will start understand other person's, their attitude, their interest in life also. No? Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me. Yeah, sure.
Have
And
any of you ever felt that this lockdown did us good?
yeah,
Yeah,
mostly
lot,
yes.
I
lot.
feel lockdown gave me a lot of time with mother and self introspection and a kind of a satiety which developed wherein I felt that the change which was required in us to go within,
Mm,
mother gave us the setting. I mean,
mm,
the platform to be able to do that. And we all got a lot of time and space to introspect, to read, to go within, to analyze.
mm.
What do you all feel?
Yeah, sure. It is a different atmosphere now, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the outward going almost stopped now, actually. It is
Mm,
forced upon us, no? Forced upon
mm.
us.
Beautiful. Yes.
So
Yes.
that, yeah, that time we are, I mean, tending more towards the inner life now.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what happened.
totally. I also feel, that
Mm,
this excessive socializing, which was
mm,
our way of life,
yeah,
and
correct.
mostly it was just rubbish that was happening. But
Mm,
still we were
yeah,
a part of it because that is how it is, and we cannot say
mm,
no and that.
correct.
That is really, as you were saying, that we are
Mm,
more into our own selves, and
yeah.
to maybe most of us understand ourselves and
Mm,
having this alone time with ourselves. And
correct.
then out of this alone time, whatever comes out, all
Mm,
emotions, relationships,
yeah.
mind, the thoughts, they are, I
Mm,
think the quality is changed then. It is not the
yeah.
same quality. Yeah.
Mm,
They all seem to be interconnected. You meet and connect also with people who matter. The ones
Mm,
who don't matter seem to vanish. In fact, in my case, the ones who didn't matter have already left the country and gone. They've just disappeared. And,
mm,
uh, uh, you know, uh, we used to go shopping, you go meet people. Now nothing seems important. You're focused. You go once a month, you pick up what you want, and you don't need more.
mm.
So priorities, I mean, I think mother did teach us a lot that priorities have shifted completely
Yeah.
and they've
sure.
gone towards minimalistic living.
Mm,
You don't need much materially, but you hunger for what the soul needs. I mean, what we need within.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I joined
Correct.
courses which I never thought 5 years ago I would have ever joined, or
Mm,
like groups or talks. Or now everything is it's a shift.
Yeah.
mm.
Uh, my question here is to everyone. Uh, Again, to put it, so this has sometimes, has it ever occurred to, I mean, I don't know if it has occurred to anyone, but the perspective of not having any need for material or um, any, sort of, I mean, uh, any other need, which is like your material need that, you hunger for. I I have found sometimes that it has been a big deterrent in my life, um, because I have had to be, also with people who that was more important to them, and it was not important. It is not important to me, though I appreciate the basics and the, whatever the basics of life and things that are given and with gratitude. But the hunger for more, or having another house or another car or another whatever materialistic, whatever is important, I have found that sometimes it has been a big deterrent in my close relationships. So is that something?
Say,
Yeah.
deterrent in what way, Nandini? It's not clear. Could you just
In
elaborate?
in a way that it is considered that I am not appreciative of what it to want more, like, oh, you don't have, there is no ambition. If you can live in a hut, you'll be very happy.
So,
uh,
what is the concern? So, you are saying that owing to the fact that there is not much demand in you towards the material side, you are
hmm.
saying uh, people have not really been appreciative of that.
Yeah.
What is the question here?
So the question is, has anyone ever faced something like that? Because I I have also, yeah, again, sort of probably had my own thoughts were like, oh, maybe I'm not ambitious enough. Maybe I don't have the hunger for, more stuff. Is there something that I don't understand? So that has sort of, that has occupied probably, some time of my life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, if we go to the root of the issue, and I actually don't want to make it a, so I want to go to the root of it because this is very important that you have asked, and
Hmm.
I want you and all of us to go at the root. Something is happening in my life, and I see that whatever I am right now or for past many years in my life, there is not much approval that I get from the society at that kind of a, the whatever I am, right?
Hmm.
So can we question the very need for approval here? Not going into the details of your question, I am asking, can we just question the very need of approval?
Yeah. So, Monica, I mean, yeah, again, so it's not yeah, again, approve, probably, yeah, maybe personally, or these might be a lot of questions that we ask personally, right? That approval or whatever. I'm saying, in a general, can there be a part of that, that human number of humans or whoever, who don't have the desire for uh, probably more stuff or more whatever? So sometimes it
Yeah,
has been a challenge for me, because I feel that my I felt more inclined towards this sort of life, or whatever, pursue. So sometimes, as a householder, I felt that I was probably on, on a different path, and I just didn't have that in me. Like, you do
yeah,
your
yeah,
thing, you fulfill, you're a mom, you do your bit, you don't have to get overwhelmingly, like, do I question myself, am I the best mother, am I a good wife, am I this, am I that? I mean, no questions asked, I'm just happy. I mean, I don't have to pursue something
yeah,
because
yeah.
somebody else's need is not being fulfilled.
Uh, Somebody else's mean the relatives that think about you, right?
Yeah. So it's, see, like some, like, I think, Chitra ma'am just said, I think Chitra ma'am, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So she said that interfere nahi karna hai, and you don't interfere for, like a gossip thing. You just don't interfere, because I consider that maybe your life is private, and I will ask, I will suggest, but beyond that, I will not, if you cannot share, how do we do it? But it is still, sort of not misunderstood. That's all.
yeah. Uh,
And this part, it's like, so how you might live a very contented life, and you're happy with what, but I think it sometimes is difficult for, uh, people around you to see, oh, you're happy with this only.
yeah, yeah,
So that's my question.
yeah.
Do we? I know, no, not requiring approval, but has anyone faced, and how do we, sort of?
Nandini,
I have faced it last week.
yes, yes.
a simple thing like I'm quite happy in my t-shirt and pajamas. Um, I've been happy in them the whole year since March. And but the people around me were not happy with the way I was, because I was very comfortable and neat about it, and but the others didn't. So my husband, he made a demand that and my daughter that no, you need to dress up properly when and um, so I sat down and I asked the mother, and I said, what would be the truce, the meeting point here? Because this is a bone of contention all the time, and then it leads to unpleasantness and loss of energy. So I realized that the only way out was, okay, you go and get a few clothes and just wear them without being really attached or wanting something. And the whole matter sorted out so well. One evening, I just went, I picked up a few things, of course, with them, and matter disappeared after